Oh, yes, ladies and gents. Tell me there's a king. There is a king. Welcome to some more Exploding Kings. This has been the setting to go to within the T90 community games over the last month or two. And I'm excited to see what we have here. As we have another map that we've combined the Exploding King format. And this is Oasis. So let's do the introduction. We'll talk about the settings. And quite a fitting name here. To start it all off, we have Sir Explosive Hopper playing as the Franks in the yellow. In the orange, we have Mr. Blobby, or like Mr. Boomy. No, that doesn't work. Playing as the Saracens. In the red, we have Gangsta Train, who's going for some amazing houses. Okay, Loey the Legend, I love it. Gangsta Train's playing as the Celts. In the blue, we have Pan Hyper Proto Panzebasto Jarzep. Very easy name to pronounce. In the blue, playing as Lithuanians. In the gray, we have Gray X100 playing as the Vikings. In the purple, we have Wanderer playing as the Japanese. And then we have the Horny Rooster playing in the teal. And then last but not least, we have Varyan. Varyan is one of the stronger players in this community game. Varyan is also known for losing his kings. Okay, so here we have yellow saying, "Yo, green, ally me. Don't let T90 gaslight people into thinking you were a bad person." Wow, this is way more intense than I expected. So I guess I should give a little bit of background for people who aren't here on the stream. So Varyan can be a little rough around the edges at times. And so I did not imply that Varyan would be mean to people. And I did not imply that Varyan was a bad person. I simply said, Varyan's about to steal this rhino, by the way. I simply implied that Varyan wouldn't sit back and just be hunky-dory friends with everyone. Because that happens in community games. Sometimes people are just happy to be buddy-buddy all the time. And Varyan isn't necessarily like that. So, just to save my reputation there, I'll say that. They start with a castle to keep themselves protected. Oasis, most of the wood is towards the center. And so, with the explosions, I would absolutely love to see these wood lines decimated by kings. Right? And eventually, you're probably going to see some kings towards the middle. If there's an explosion, bad things can happen. And yellow is all about the Diplo. Sir Explosive Hopper, all about the Diplo. Says, "Yo, orange. Green might be dangerous. Let's ally." Oh my god, I love it! So just like 30 seconds ago, yellow was saying to Varyan, "Hey, let's be friends. You're not a bad person." And I guess Varyan didn't respond. And yellow, with very little patience, is ready to get down to business and have an ally. And has already painted Varyan as the enemy. I love that. I love that. Speaking of things I love how blue's name covers half the screen. What on earth is that, buddy? I don't know what it means or what it says. But apparently there is no requirement. Or not requirement, what would the word be? There's no, I've been really struggling with my words today, so I apologize. No restriction, I guess, on how long a name can be. Now, it is fairly easy to wall on Oasis, because you just wall from that wood line towards the edge. People, for the most part, will tend to ally at the start. You'll see a few players haven't done that yet. And Horny Rooster is now asking Varyan to be ally. As Varyan allies, and Varyan attacked Horny Rooster's scout here. Did Varyan ally anyone? He kind of did. But he doesn't seem to want to be friends with everyone for some reason. Now, he is one of the better players in the game. I talk about this a lot. If you're a good player, you should probably discuss things with some of the others, make them feel involved, because otherwise they're going to see your castle time, and they're going to think that you're a threat to them. But for now, this game will be slow. It will develop over time. I don't expect to see anyone go kamikaze with their kings. But you can do that. You get one king. If the king is killed, by the way, I think that villager's trapped, which is kind of funny. If that king is killed, you are defeated. But when it's killed, there is an explosion. And I think this is the new version that kind of shows you... it makes it easier to see where the king died. It's a bunch of heroes that die over and over again. Yo, blue, a rhino killed my Vil, frowny face. Please ally me. Okay, yellow's my favorite. Yellow's my favorite. I'm all about Sir Explosive Hopper. Now, you would assume that Sir Explosive Hopper is just not going to be skilled enough to compete in this game long term. Because normally, the chatters are the players who are not as focused on being a beast in the game. Thus, you know, losing a villager to a rhino. But we did have that pushed in. Diplo is a skill. And blue says, damn, forgot to ally. So blue is now going to ally. And yellow's like, don't worry, it happens. It happens. We've got an archer range here for Horny Rooster. Interesting. He's enemy to blue. He's neutral to orange. Don't ask me why people neutral. Wait a second. Did Bobby neutral people? Oh, God. Okay, okay. This is definitely, if I were to make a top 10 things not to do in a community game, this is near the top of the list. In theory, if you think about how things work in like real life Diplo or historical Diplo, setting everyone to neutral and having them earn your friendship and earn your alliance makes sense, okay? That actually makes sense. And I kind of wish that neutral would be used a little more frequently. Like, for example, orange had everyone on neutral, and then after yellow said something, switched yellow to ally. Like, that kind of makes sense. However, what's going to happen with everyone else is, like, let's look at Gray, for example. Gray has allied everyone, and if Gray looks at this, the only person that Gray is going to think doesn't trust him fully is Mr. Blobby. So I think that's going to hurt Mr. Blobby because people are not going to trust him or feel like they're not worth it. It would be great to make trade in the future. Indeed. Gray placed awkward walls between us, though. Ah, interesting. So blue and purple are now talking about the long term. And maybe Gray doesn't trust anybody here. Gangsta Train says, yo, blue, just to you. Want to be homies for life? I tried to say that in the most gangster way possible. I'm admittedly not very gangster. We'll see what blue says. And blue says, why, of course. I would love to be homies. Sounds awesome, says Gangsta Train. Okay. Yeah, okay, so there's definitely a lack of trust when it comes to Varyan over here. Teal actually made some scouts. I don't think Teal killed anything. It does kind of look like it's a kill happened, though. No, I think Varyan just lost a unit, actually. Varyan in Castle Age right now. And is making stables. Guys, has Varyan said anything? I don't think Varyan has said a word this game. Varyan's going for armor on knights. I think Varyan's going to go for the kill. True to his reputation, I suppose. Any communication with Gray? Not really. He didn't say a word and walled himself off. Yeah, that's a problem for Gray. Gray's probably just thinking, oh my god, this is the first community game I've ever played in. I really don't want to die, and I'm stressed out, so let's wall. But I think you do need to communicate with people, even just a little bit. Gray, you and blue, let's be allies. I'll set up markets in the top corners, just FYI. Okay, so red wants to go to this corner and trade with blue this way. And then blue is also having discussions with purple. And they want to trade through gray. And gray is on board with that, and gray says great. Update on Varyan. Trying to see what exactly he's up to with these knights. Seems to me like he hasn't actually made any yet. But there's a big risk attacking people early, because if they think they're going to die, they will just send their king to your base and delete it. But I do like how many discussions we've had. We've had two people who haven't really talked much. Horny Rooster and Varyan. But even Gray's talked a little now, and we've had a good start here to this community game. Spec chat makes community games 1 million times better? Definitely. I still can't believe that we did community games for 2 years without spec chat, to be honest. I mean, we had some epic games, don't get me wrong. But 2 years without it just feels like how did I do that? How did I not quit? I don't know. I recall having a good time, but I definitely remember within that period of time, there were more times where I canceled community games because I just wasn't feeling it. But I genuinely get excited for it now, especially once we get a new game mode. Like, this Exploding Kings thing has been really cool. Okay, Orange, why no ally? And Orange is bad at game. I ally now. Okay, that's funny. Let's see if Orange changes it with everyone. Nope. Let's keep an eye on this. So, I assumed that Orange was new. Orange is going to be the last person in Castle Age. And this is good for Orange, though. Red says, lol, no prob, we can be buddies. Teal hasn't allied me and has scouts running around, says Blue. Yeah, so Teal's not trusted. I think Teal is just playing in a similar way to Gray and is really worried that they're going to be the first person to die. That seems to be one of the biggest goals that people have going into community games is I don't want to be the first person to die. FYI, Green, I am walling, but you welcome to take this gold. And Varyan says, cool. All right, so Varyan speaks. Really good 2-town center economy for him. Like, the way he's building up his eco looks like he's going to go for Night Push, followed by a castle drop. He's got stone income. He's got enough eco on 2 TCs, now 3 TCs. Kind of what it looks like anyways. Blue and orange only to you. Teal looks like a target. Blue and orange only to you. Why are they going for teal on the other side? I don't think that's smart. And blue says strong agree too. Really? Is it just because teal sends scouts around? That honestly might be it. Teal did nothing to them. But you see all these tiny things that if you do or don't do, you're going to be viewed negatively. By the way, I don't know if anyone has picked up on the queue, but red is making tons of infantry right now. Pikeman, pikeman, longsword, pikeman, longsword, pikeman. He's making lots of units. They're not really focusing as much on the economy side of things. All right, I'm excited. I'm going to drink some water here. The Overlord series. So, here's my issue with Overlord. I think what's it called, Overlord? I think Overlord is a great setting. The issue is, being the Overlord is very difficult. The people enjoyed Overlord, but then I felt as a content creator that as I was being the Overlord, that it was very complicated to have like a fair set of rules. And there was a lot of, and I don't mean this negatively, there was just a lot of comments where people were like, you should have done this differently. So I enjoyed Overlord, but I don't think that I can be an Overlord which is going to satisfy like all the people who are constantly telling me to do things different. And if I have a lot of that stuff, like, oh, do this, do that, change that, I lose motivation to do it. You know what I mean? Now, it's been like 2.5 years. So I think maybe we could get back to it. You know, the community's much different now, but that's kind of my feeling on that. It's apparently also a good anime, which I didn't know. So, how's everybody doing? Smiley face. And Varyan says pretty good. What did I say? Knights into castle drop? Check it out. Here he comes. Here comes Varyan. Looks to me like he's going to drop a castle. And Horny Rooster says, it's been quiet. Too quiet. And it's about to get a whole lot louder for Horny Rooster. Horny Rooster is allied to Varyan. Varyan is allied to Horny Rooster, but something tells me that is not going to stay the same for very long. All right. So Varyan's going to make this castle. It's actually an amazing castle. It protects the golds. Also takes the stones away from Teal. And I think like Varyan's reputation going into this, we even had that comment from Yellow, is that he can be very aggressive. And he's also a good player. Also great mining camp. That's satisfying. So I'm not sure this is really a great play in the long term for him.
Yes.
Had a date today and got rigged into community. Day's awesome so far. Ooh. You got it. You had a date, huh? All right. Bit of a flex there, says Gray. Yeah, a little bit of a flex. God, I'm a horrible person. But you guys want to know what came into my mind? My immediate thought, and to be fair, I held my tongue. My immediate thought was, well, she might not call you back and your king's about to die. That's what my brain told me to say. I'm a bad person. She's not going to call you back and your king's about to die. Oh my God. I'm a bad person, but also have to give myself credit. That's pretty funny. Okay, we've got the markets. To be fair, Blue, I don't actually mean that, all right? I'm sure you're going to be fine here. Markets signify trade. And we might have the trade going this way, as they talked about. Yellow's asking green about trade. And then you have orange asking yellow about trade. And Varyan still hasn't started his engagement here, which is odd to me. And also, Teal hasn't said anything. Like, if I was Teal, I'd be like, hey, what are you doing here? To be fair, Horny Rooster has a really good economy. 82 Vils. About to complete the Cavalier upgrade. Purple's walling Teal off right now. It's pretty clear that, like, Teal and green are not seen as strong parts of the other's futures. Why T90? Does your mom not call back? What are you talking about? Why am I a bad person? I mean, I don't actually think I'm a bad person, but occasionally I have an evil thought or two. But no, if I were to call my mom, she would pick up right away. And she'd be like, son, why didn't you pick up the phone the last 3 times I called? Because I've been so busy, man. Now, I just saw her a couple days ago. I just got home, right? We spent some time with family, so. Only to you, Perp. Want a team on Teal. Interesting. I mean, this is hardly a secret that Varyan wants to attack Teal. I think he would actually kill Teal because he's got far too many knights with great upgrades. And Wanderer is going to say yes to this. Now, Wanderer is not really prepared to even engage. Wanderer is playing the late game, stonewalling up. I feel like Horny Rooster has done the worst job when it comes to communicating. Horny Rooster hasn't spoke to anyone. And has blue as enemy for some reason. I think Teal may be first. Says Wanderer. Hey, Varyan. How are your relations to yellow? Okay. Apparently Teal's completely oblivious to this. Like, Horny Rooster, it's right here. There's knights, there's a castle, there's a treb. How are your relations to yellow? And Varyan says, I like yellow. I hope they like me. Alright, that's fair. Seems good. Yellow now wanting to make markets down here. Honestly, I feel like everyone should cut Varyan and Horny Rooster off. Smiley face. If they gang up on you, Green, I am here to help. Smiley face. I like the smiley face. All right, here we have the attack. So Paladin is on the way for Horny Rooster. Still missing some crucial blacksmith upgrades, but Paladin is definitely going to be strong. I think for Varyan, though, he's got more stables. Hun stables do produce faster. So he's going to continue to have more numbers, and I think that Paladin upgrade will probably not be enough for poor Rooster. And Horny Rooster says, are you sure about that? Ally me. That sounds like a challenge. And remember, the kings explode. So here comes Varyan. He is sure about this. Everyone else is just being peaceful, thinking about the long term, and the engagement begins. Paladin still is not in for Teal. He's like 3 blacksmith upgrades behind right now. He does have the numbers here. The king does eject. Now, if the king dies over here, it's great for Varyan. If the king dies over here, it might not be so good for Varyan. So maybe this castle is just to protect the king that could run through there. Apologies, by the way. It's very annoying how we have green and teal fighting each other. I know it's hard to pick out the differences. I will try my best here, but as you can see, there's not much teal anymore. I'm trying to select. There we go. We've got only 4 paladins. Yeah, numbers and blacksmith upgrades mattered here. Red saying is nervous right now. Teal trying to fall back, and you never want to be the first person to die in a community game, but if you're going to die in a community game, you might want to die next to the person that damaged you. But it might be too late. Varyan may be hunting for that king, hunting to deny this castle. This will go up. But the king is inside of that town center. Persian town centers do have more HP, though, so maybe there's a chance for Teal to survive with this king. But no one is coming to Teal's rescue. No sign that will ever change, and I think the king will die right here. Up! In the castle. Up! Dead. Horny Rooster's out of the game. Now, this is the new animation we have. When a king goes down, you start to see all these heroes appear and disappear. And that gives you an idea an explosion's about to happen, so it makes it a little easier to see. Purple's going to get hit by this. Purple will definitely lose some units and maybe even the castles. But honestly, very good for Varyan because he's able to get away with his units and... Oh, God! I forgot how big the explosion was. That was massive. But yeah, Purple's like, whoa, that hurt. And Varyan keeps all of his army alive. So good job, Varyan. Who, according to what we've seen in the chat, is still going to be allied with Yellow. So he's not really trading with Yellow. And he is kind of walled out from Yellow, and now he's even making his own walls. All right. Teal said, well, that has been a quick one. Varyan ain't around to make friends. Go get him, boys. You're correct on that. He's definitely not. Purple might be next. I got your back with whatever I can muster. Yeah. So they now see Varyan as the enemy. As they probably should. Because he hasn't been communicating with everyone. And also because Varyan just killed a player. Yeah, I'm ready to make some cav charge to help you. Let's prepare, guys. And great communication. Hey, by the way, Gangsta Train. This is going to come off as extremely embarrassing when you rewatch this. But if you could please get the Caravan upgrade, that would make me very happy, okay? Caravan increases the trade speed. And it's super cheap for someone with this many resources. It would mean that you would get a lot more gold. And it seems like you're planning on trading more. So maybe think about that. Aragne, watch your back. Wait, why did he say Orange watch your back? Why would Orange watch his back? Also, I have to keep an eye on this to see if players are maybe going to go for any snipes. I don't think so. Interesting wall off from Sir Explosive Hopper. Also, they will be into the water pretty soon. Well, some of the players anyways. Okay. Yeah, I mean, Varyan... I'm just not sure what he's expecting to happen here after he's killed a player and he's not communicating, but he is adding ranges, so I think he wants to go Cav Archers with Paladin. Would, of course, be very strong. And he's now going to decide on where to go. Red. Okay, I'm not sure why Yellow is saying something to Red. Yellow is making a lot of buildings here. Which would be a little suspicious for me. Talking only to you. And Gangsta Train's like, what's up, Yellow? What's up? Only talking to you, too. Ooh, romantic. You mind if my army passes through your base to the other side? Oh, yeah, this is interesting. Let's see if Red snitches. Red says sure. Now, Red could turn around and tell his teammates. And he says, thanks for the heads up. And Yellow says, also, make sure you upgrade trade speed. Wow. Okay, so Yellow is actually a very helpful ally. I'm sending some trade down to you, by the way. Okay. T90 would be really unhappy to see slow trade. Yes! Yellow's my boy! Yes, it bothers me. Thank you. Lol, I forgot. Thanks. All right. Armies down here. We've got Arbalest. And we've got Halbs. We've got Champs. We've got more Halbs and Champs. Good for us to destroy his trade. Wait a second. Probably to trade with yellow. Who are they talking about? Who are they talking about here? Probably to trade with yellow. Talking about red here? Can someone help me out? Purple and blue are talking. I think they eventually want to turn on gray. Trying to figure out where the market is sending carts. It seems like it's going towards blue. What's Varyan up to? He's got the walls down. He's got a castle down. The guy does not care about trade at all. No, he does, actually. He's making markets here. He's just taking out these buildings that are left over from Teal. All right. Paladin upgrade is in. Full upgrades. We have Cav Archers on the way. Full upgrades. He's healing up his weaker Paladins in his castle. You like to see it. Varyan's actually going to be pretty difficult to stop if he can field 80 military consistently with Huns. Paladin Cav Archer is no joke, especially when this is... mainly infantry. But I think if you mix in some siege and then you mix in some arbs, it becomes a different story. And also, it's going to be one player against probably two, maybe three. See, this is the army that yellow wants to pass through, guys. Why would yellow pass through red's base? Green does look a bit scary, says Gray. And he also doesn't care about you. I mean, no offense. He hasn't talked to you at all. This is Varyan's MO, though. And blue says yellow, too, to be honest. Top score is like... Trying to think of a real-life example. Having top score in a community game is like having the hot potato. Or like... having the football, or having the sport ball. Awful examples. But basically, if you're top scorer, people suddenly fear you, regardless of how good you've been. We will really have to deal with that too, but we outnumber them vastly. And Purple says, we can do it. We are many and strong. Ooh. I like it. By the way, I like how Yellow said, hey, your trade is inefficient. Get the speed upgrade. And then he sat his paladins right in the middle of it. Not that big a deal. It's like being Jeff Bezos. Everyone hates you. I don't know if we can compare Sir Explosive Hopper's wealth to Jeff Bezos. 3,000 gold is a lot. And he does have a lot of trade. But I think that's on a completely different level. Okay, here comes Varyan. I think he's allied with them now. Okay, now he's enemy to purple. And he actually patrolled into Teal's mining camp. So the thing to do... Oh, that was an awful fight. So my suggestion would be to turn Teal to ally. Because Teal's dead at this point. So probably turn him to ally. He also deletes villagers so he can get more pop space out to fight. And you're going to see what Cav Archers are able to do here. But it's going to be red and purple and probably gray making a move. And Varyan decides to go in after Gray. Well, I don't think he really knew it was going to happen. This is a problem. You can't make Great Siege with Huns, and you're up against 3 people. And blue is now going to make it 4. And red says, I think we got him. Well, yeah. Varyan's going to put up a great fight, but there's just no world in which this game plan works for Varyan. Unless yellow comes in. Green, do you need resource? And Varyan says food, please. Which he doesn't actually need. He might have mistyped it. But he's also trying to micro, so... Maybe he wants to make some hussars with this. Does have a lot of space to work with. Is still mining gold, but he has no trade. So the things that you think of when you think long-term success in Age of Empires 2, Varyan does not have. Now, this is interesting. So, yellow says red and orange. Do you guys want to push blue with me? This is interesting. Orange is, of course, going to say yes. There's no offense to orange. Orange he just wants to stick with yellow, I think. He just wants to be friends with everyone. He's got a cute little base layout. But, red has been very communicative with his team, which includes blue. and gray and purple. And I'm going to stay on red's point of view. I would really like to see if red snitches. And Varyan says, what is this 3v1 stuff? Varyan, you have it wrong. This is actually a 4v1. This is actually a 4v1. I see him. He prepped for me. Oh, wait a second. Check this out. Blue noticed this and locked the gates. Okay, now Varyan realizes this is a 4v1. He seems confused. I don't necessarily understand the confusion. However, there is a hole here, guys. And Blue has a lot of his paladins over at Varyan's base. And they're not dying. Which means that Blue won't actually have the pop space he needs to defend himself. Oh boy, paladins coming in. The king is inside of this castle. And Blue's saying, I might need some help here as the Frankish paladins are on the way. And treason was even researched by Yellow. Yellow wants to get that king. He knows it's in there now. And, oh, it was a disconnect for Blobby. No. Thanks, DE. His game disconnected. He dropped. Ripperoni. And Blue gets away with the king. So a lot has happened here. Yellow has shown that he is allied with red. And red allowed Yellow to pass through here. Oh, wait a second. Oh, he goes through because of the trade. He goes through because of the trade. What a nifty little move there from Yellow. So it's still possible. Meanwhile, Varyan's going to get completely stomped. He's saying it's lame. He doesn't like Diplo. I feel like he should have communicated. We'll get back to that in a second because this is going to have a bigger effect on the rest of the game. Guys, Latis are on the way. Halbs are on the way. It's very possible that this king could still be killed. The king will eject soon, but how soon? I'm not so sure. Still 3,000 HP. Okay, I think Blue can survive this. I do not think the king ejects in time. So close. Varyan has been defeated, so we will see an explosion over there. But I just need to know if there will be an explosion here. And no, there will not be. Blue survives. Well played from Blue, who has plenty of resources to continue this. And the king, I imagine, died somewhere in here.
Yes.
Anyone see anything? Don't call me blind. Okay, well, there we go. It must have been in the middle there. And there's the explosion, so the army dies. And that actually helps out Blue, at least. Because now he has pop space freed up at home. Just business, you know. It says purple, and he says, okay, now yellow. So yeah, I think that's the direction this is going to go. And red says, let's go for yellow. That 4 trade cart is just stuck there. Just trying to do his job. So now yellow is on his own. With purple disconnected. Yellow is completely on his own here. So I really don't think the last 10 minutes has worked out for him. I think even if he would have killed Blue, he probably would have 3 people up against him. Why turn on me red frowny face? Yeah, see, red was friends with the other people the whole time. But red knew that if he told yellow no and denied his entry, that he would be attacked. Really smart play from red. Very loyal play from red. Okay. Well, the good thing for yellow is that he has free trade from this corner to this corner with orange, who's dead. So orange can never turn on him. Wait a second. Wait a second. Red is trying to play both sides. Guys, this is really dangerous. He says, just to you, we ally. Yellow says, ah. Now blue says, so what comes next? And obviously, what should come next is everyone should turn on yellow. He's top scorer. Next yellow, says purple. Red literally just said, when he said yellow here, I think he was responding to Blue's question. So I can't tell if red is planning on backstabbing Blue or if he's just going to make life even more difficult for yellow. Like, yellow might think, okay, red's actually with me, but red's not with him at all. I think this is risky for red because the safe play is honestly just fight along everyone else and kill yellow. Gray, purple. What you say we attack blue. He holds a very good trading corner. I am willing to sponsor. I think he wants to say I'm willing to sponsor. I think that Gray will do it. I think Wanderer has too much dedication to the cause to do it, based on their chat. Purple seems really involved in this team. It's not about how much money is paid. It's about wanting to be a part of a good cause. And Gray says I could be persuaded. Did I call it or did I call it? I could be persuaded. And to be fair, yellow is absolutely loaded. And then purple says, I'm sorry, yellow. We are good allies with him. So, exactly like we expected. And yellow says, how much would persuasion cost, you say? That's funny. Also, if you're red, you're playing a dangerous game because your units aren't attacking anything. And blue might call you out on that. And you don't want to make blue angry. I mean, if you remember some of the legendary blue coffee games, blue coffee would delete his units. He'd be like red and allied with everyone. And he'd send his units in on a patrol and delete them to make it look like he was fighting the guy when he wasn't. One of the most epic things I've ever seen blue coffee do. This is last man standing, so he will eventually turn on you. Better to destabilize now. Otherwise, if you gang on me, then he is unstoppable. And purple says, the future is uncertain yet, yellow. Interesting. I really enjoy how Wanderer speaks here. But it's a very good point from yellow. He's like, listen, if you all gang up on me, then blue's the king. So you better think about that. What do you say, Gray? I sponsor you with 4K gold, 5K food for start. For start? Holy crap, for start? How about 500, 500, and then you offer more later? Gray should take that. What? Gray says, nah, that's nothing? Gray, are you crazy? I mean, okay, yes, they all have a lot of resources, but 5K food and 4K gold is pretty good. Well, for start at least, says yellow. I'm building up force against yellow and purple's base. We must all attack at once, says red. Okay, so red is still acting as if he's part of the team. He's been flirting with the enemy. And purple says, I'll make siege closer. Yeah, they're building up over here. Ting, 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 ting. Goodbye, Varyan. Castle's gone down. The truth of the matter is, yellow needs somebody. He either needs to act on someone quick, but he needs to turn on someone quick. Red is making a new fortress for his king. But yeah, yellow needs to attack and kill someone fast, or he needs someone to ally him. And I think the longer this delays, the worse it gets for yellow. Because everyone can get into the proper position, they can build up their forward buildings, and it just gets worse and worse. The Eastern Alliance is very strong. But I just want to make sure there's not going to be any sniping attempts. I'm making Paladins plus Latus to pincer him, since his army is dangerously close to Re. I think he meant to say red. I'm going to attack him from the other side. He keeps his army dangerously close to red. Okay. Makes sense. Makes sense. Attack from this side. And then have the others attack from this side. What you say, purple? I buy your alliance and we hold off on the siege. Promise you, I am yet to betray someone. Smiley face. Can we get some smiley faces in chat? He loves the smiley faces. It's also the full grin smiley. That's how you know he's really nice. The regular smiley can be a little suspicious at times. Not gonna lie. It is true, he didn't betray anyone. Not bad. Smiley face. It's funny, the actual, like, emoji smiley, does that show up? Hold on, let me see. I guess it does show, but it doesn't show the... image on the chat there. They're apparently updating that soon. Anyone know where his king... Wait, hold on. Anyone know where his king him? I meant to say is. Set to enemy, then get spies, says Gray. Oh, yeah, that was a really bad idea from Red. Spies, forgot. Yeah, Red's allied with Yellow, and he can't get spies against an ally. You cannot spend gold on spies to know where an ally's king is. So he almost... he almost showed everyone that he's not against Yellow right now, which would have been a big mistake. I think Yellow has way too much eco at the moment. It says 85 bills, but I don't think that includes trade. I don't think this guy has a lot of pop space for military. With this many resources, he needs more military pop space to have a chance. And he would just get completely wrecked here. Yeah, the smiley faces have always looked creepy, to be honest. Oh, wow, and someone who was allied with purple deleted, or orange, sorry, deleted the markets. I think Yellow is in big trouble. Blue, I'm with you. Charge. There's the charge. And Red says, sorry, Yellow. I think Red actually cares for Yellow. Despite all of his friends saying Yellow's the enemy, despite his parents and his parents' fighting against the French for generations, I think Red truly cares for Yellow. But he realizes that this is not going to be good for him if he allies with Yellow. Would you help me against Blue, Red? I think Red cannot do that. If Red wants to survive, Red needs to turn on Yellow, and I think Sir Explosive Hopper will be the next to go down. I think it's the only natural way this progresses. Gray is a little weird to me, though. You see how he's got this army here? Oh, yeah. Gray's going to try something. Eventually. Something's going on there, right? Gray, you last hope against Blue. He will win this. And Gray is actually making some pointy boys, or some petard boys. And so he's thinking about trying something. And Blue's also thinking too, because he's got Trebs and Elatus in there. Meanwhile, Yellow's getting completely destroyed. And there's no chance for Yellow to hold on his own. The king, if I remember, was in here. I'm trying to check the hotkey. Okay, whatever I just pressed is not the hotkey. There's the king. And whoa! Wait a second, people. Yellow has cut through to the middle. The king is waiting next to the onager. Yellow has different plans here. Oh, man. How epic would it be? I mean, you could transport the onager to the other side and cut through. It's going to take so much time, though. And Yellow's making halbs here to hold. Or at least he was. And that helps against Paladin, but then Cav Archer's here and you have a problem. There's a lot of things that Yellow needs to do to stay alive here, and it feels like it's just going to get worse and worse. And Yellow's like, you're going to be next because you are between him and his other ally. That's so true, though. I know this could be seen as something that Yellow is trying to say just so Gray will team with him, but that is very true. The second Yellow's gone, Gray is finished. So Gray needs to really pick up the pace here. And when he does try something, it's going to have to work. And it's going to be such a difficult snipe. Is he sending that Arb into... Where's he going with that Arbalest? I will keep an eye on that for you. More docks here for Yellow, who does have a lot of fortifications. Has plenty of walls and plenty of castles, though they will eventually fall. Shoot. Okay, it's just a patrolling Arbalest. Interesting. Do you guys agree with me that Gray would be the next person to go down? I think that's clear as day, and then I'm wondering what would happen with Red. My guess would be that Purple would convince Blue to clear out Red. Basically, everyone that's been talking to Yellow and didn't go with him will be the ones to eventually go down. And there's the king on the shoreline. We have a lot of different things coming out of these docks, but the king is now into a boat. Which is exciting and very unique for something like Oasis. It's a way for Yellow to keep himself alive for a while. If the ship sinks, though, there's no explosion, so we have to remember that. Yellow is definitely going to make the others fight for this. And the more time Yellow buys, the more time others have to do some crazy stuff. Okay. Wait. Wait a second. What? Wait, what? Gray just attacked purple for a second. But I don't think he meant to do that. Because now he stopped attacking purple. Unless I'm wrong. I'm very confused by that. Maybe there wasn't any more purple trade or something? No. That's what it was. He's enemy to purple right now. Yeah, he's attacking purple here as well. And purple's freaking out. He says, Gray betrayed. And red's like, bastard. You bastard. And Gray is going to lose a lot here. I'm very surprised at the timing on this. Oh, wait a second. Did he make a run for the king down here? Purple's king is in this castle. But maybe there was a fake. It almost seems like there was a fake. Because that castle was targeted by rams. So Gray's attempt fails. It's gotten extremely messy here. You can see these buildings are all queued up with archers. And they just run right into the castle and the tower now. And now blue will not be surprised by anything. And blue is going to attack to defend purple. This also means blue could lose a lot of trade. Which also means blue could struggle in the long term when it comes to gold. And maybe yellow can hold on here. Guys, this game, because of Gray's choice to do that, really is taking an interesting turn. Because yellow has 15k gold. Blue has 3k gold. And while he does have some trade, that trade is currently being denied. And here comes Gray with the petards. Wow. Now, you'd think paladins would win against this. The petards are just not going to get anywhere near the castle. And I think yellow has too many castles. The problem for Vikings here is relying on only Arbalest and Imp will give you a problem against paladins. I think going for pikemen with chieftains or maybe the berserks would be a good move. Purple, you should really ally with Gray to help against blue. He will just win. So yellow is really trying to get everyone to turn against blue. And purple hasn't been having it. Purple's not a fan. I think Gray is really having a problem now. If I had to guess... Okay, check this out. Look at his gather point. You see how it's here? And you see how the gather point for these ranges is here? Gray is using his select all archer range hotkey to send all of his new archers here and all of his new rams here too. Check it out. See this? Same thing. I think anyways. Let me check this one. Yep. So with that, he's tossing units past armies that he doesn't know exists. That can be the downside of using a select all archer ranger, select all siege workshop hotkey. I mean, it seems like he's going directly for this castle. And that is where the king is. And there's quite a few rams here. I mean, he could get lucky. Red, help Gray with blue. Otherwise, blue wins this. This is an absolute cluster. My question is, did Gray make any money off of yellow before doing this? I think the answer is no. I think he denied yellow's offer, so he didn't get any cash, and then he ended up turning on blue anyways. By the way, Gray could die to this. His king is in this castle. Oh my goodness. And also, there's a chance... Okay, as the king leaves the castle, so purple noticed. I was going to say there's a chance that castle goes down. Yeah, Gray is just sending everything he can. He's going all in. He must notice the king is in there, but it will not be enough. And this could be the end for Gray. Now, you have an opportunity, if you're Gray, to see the writing on the wall and try and use your king to explode somebody. I think he's really focused on killing the other kings. And there goes his king, as he, I don't even think knows, truthfully. I don't think he remembers the king was there. Oh, and Gray just says GG. Wait a second. Okay, I think they just researched treason to find the king now. And okay, now he sees it, and there you go. So yeah, if I'm blue, I would clear out of here with the paladins and the trebs, because you're going to lose a lot of stuff here in a second. Red, blue, I really appreciate your friendship. This is purple. And red is like, run! Red is like, get out of here! Run! Run, blue! Don't lose all your hard-earned paladins! Uh-oh. Woo! Man, is that satisfying. What is that? 50 paladins down, trebs down. And red, purple, and blue, very early on, had all this talk of friendship, and they have really stuck to their guns on that. It's now 3v1. Yellow, let's finish him. Wait, is that red saying let's finish yellow to the others? Or is that red calling upon yellow to fight with him? His king is in the middle. What a scaredy cat. Says Gangsta. I love that. All right. Horny Rooster's back. Horny Rooster's been dead. He says he caught up back to live after watching the recap. Glad to see Varyan is dead. That's funny. Yeah, I absolutely love the new addition on the stream where you can just fast forward and rewind at any point. It's so nice. I'm really hoping for more improvements, of course. Not sure if people in chat have been utilizing that, but like, if you want to leave a live stream, you could just pause it, go take your poop or whatever you're doing, come back and just continue to play. Or you can just rewind, like, while you're watching. You don't have to do any additional clicks. Let me know if you need res. I have some. Whenever he betrays. So yellow's just planting the seed in the others' minds that blue cannot be trusted. The worst possible thing blue can do is to get antsy and start to show a sign that he will actually attack some of these other players, right? Wow, he just deleted those hussars. Almost looked like a king exploded. But you know what I mean? Like, if blue starts to get antsy here and sees that purple can be easily killed and makes a move, then they will no longer want to fight with blue, and then yellow might get his way. Yeah, I imagine that's really difficult to implement on mobile, and it might not even be worth it on mobile, but on desktop you can anyways. No, I agree, Russell. Probably the first feature that's way better than Twitch. Yep. I agree. Oh, God. Wait a second. Well, I guess this makes sense. Well, castles are going to go down. All the land control will be lost for yellow. Does he have an onager in here, though? He does. So he could onage to safe space over here. And by the way, I'm going to remove this now. I don't think we need to see that anymore. Gray is out. Varyan's out. Mr. Blobby is out. Horny Rooster is out. I feel bad for Blobby. Yellow probably is just so upset that Blobby dropped. Would have been a faithful ally, I'm sure. And Wanderer says, blue only to you. Wait a moment. Yes. I thought this was an unbreakable alliance. And purple says, I think red is working with yellow. Ooh. What makes you think that? Blue says he low-key looks like it. Okay, if this would have been brought up 20 minutes ago, I agree. But at this point, red is attacking stuff. And purple says, or no. I think purple has looked and sees these units now. I mean, red was definitely on the slower side when it came to engaging against yellow. I'm curious on what their discussions will be here. And purple says, I think I'm tunnel visioned. Okay. Wait, what's that? Oh! Oh, that's a king! Wait. Oh! Oh my god! Wait a second, guys. Orange had a king. And it was like in a castle or something. And somehow someone ejected it and killed it. And I believe it might have been yellow because yellow just laughed. And there was a signal. You guys can rewind. I can't do that to see what color the signal was. But that was a nifty little move from somebody there. Just because orange disconnected didn't mean he didn't have a king out there. All right. Here comes yellow. He can see the onager, and he's just going to take out the onager with the cannon galleon. Oh, man. That's funny. The purple, I think, is basically said, no, I think I'm wrong. Red is actually fighting with us. I'm just tunnel visioned. I wish I would have seen that. We're going to have a whole bunch of houses out here from red. I guess red lost most of his houses. By the way, red's king is here. Hasn't really hide the fact that it's there. Or hid the fact that it's here. You have trebs. Like, a lot of trebs for blue. I used to have more. I don't know where they went. And blue's got multiple castles, and he has one unit in each castle. Of course, one of those castles has the king. I kind of feel bad for yellow. For the love of God, yellow controls either water or entire water. We need to get him somehow. And red says he must go. Yeah, so purple saying he feels bad for yellow. It's interesting. I think what yellow needs is he needs to get some villagers to build a base up on land. There's no town center. There's no safe space. I just do not see how yellow can benefit from these resources if this is the way the game continues. Yellow says, it is fine, purple, no hard feelings. Just make sure you watch your back. You're likely next since you are next to the stronger player. Okay. I absolutely love what yellow's doing right now. And blue says, one thing I'm curious about, though, is how did T90 manage to try and pronounce my name? Gotta wait for the YouTube upload. Listen. I tried. I tried. It's covering up the whole screen. We can't avoid it, okay? And purple says, I'm just a regular noob, and yellow says, same with a frowny face. Guys, I think purple's going to feel bad for yellow, and they're going to get bored, and someone is going to give in, okay? It's going to happen. I don't know who it's going to be, but someone is going to get sick and tired of waiting around. I actually think that maybe blue will get sick and tired of waiting around and turn on red. And then purple's going to be like, oh, no, you don't, blue. I'm going to side with yellow, and yellow and I are going to kill you. That's my current prediction. Because blue is a big, strong, and mighty player. He wants to kill stuff. And red is an easy kill. Also, red maybe is not completely trusted at this present time. Well, Celt Cav Archers. Celt Cav Archers are very weak, guys, but it is a mobile sniping unit if you want to kill kings. That looks a little suspicious, red. And blue says, I'm going to try monks. Well, a monk would have 12 range. A cannon galleon has 13. So you could maybe do it, actually. Yellow just wall that up. And has the entire middle. I mean, this is pretty cool. He has all of the middle outposted. So, you guys probably have better history, a better knowledge of history than I do. But I feel like it's rather accurate that there's multiple superpowers, or not even superpowers, but just nations that bordered each other that were allied. If they have armies, they would eventually just get greedy and want to conquer the other person's land, right? It's not like any crazy drama happened. It's just you've got powerful nations, and some ruler would be like, well, what if we had all their stuff? And then they make a move, right? So in times of peace, when you have people ready for war, war typically tends to happen anyways. And that is very accurate here with community games. And Sir Explosive says, man, Franks are a Garbo monk sieve. Interesting way to spell monk there, by the way. I don't know what type of keyboard you have, but the K is not anywhere near the Q on mine. But yeah, right now, they're still trying to take out yellow. But I'm telling you, someone's going to get antsy here. Because they have nothing to do right now. I just think it would be a horrible move for red to try and snipe blue. That's just not possible. To take out blue, you need a strong ally. You cannot do it on your own. Unless you're an absolute god, and then I take it back. Purple's trying to dock. That's getting denied over here by these cannon galleons. But yellow is also not making any attempt to take land at various points. And is losing a lot of houses, too, so it doesn't have the pop space to make more. Losing the houses could actually be a really big deal. Gareth says yellow is clearly stream sniping. Why? Because he's sitting in the middle and doing nothing? What are you talking about, bro? What are you talking about? Let's not spin lies about people in the community. Okay, how do we finish him? And at the same time, blue says, any ideas on yellow? Blue says, I think we need to coordinate. Yes, I agree. That's a good point. Maybe yellow shouldn't try and take land right now because they're all focused on him. So he should just chill here for a while. He's getting faith. That's such a funny upgrade to see. And it's actually helpful here. So faith, I think, is 1,000 food, 500 gold. And it means conversions take twice as long for the enemy. Bombard cannons is purple. Well, blue could make bombard cannons. Celts and Japanese cannot. And yellow is speaking to all of them, says, we seem to be in a pickle. Okay, monks need to run away from here. He still doesn't have sanctity, which is a very important monk upgrade. These things would get wrecked. Or monks, whatever, we should be fine. I think if they were to onage through to other areas, they could probably try and get in and get docks up. Maybe. Siege onager with Celts would honestly be amazing, but that still doesn't prevent yellow from sitting in the middle. He does have heresy, though, says yellow. Does he? Do Franks get heresy? I didn't know if heresy came in. Okay, Red, listen. Red's about to talk about backstabbing here. He goes, purple only to you. Yes. Let's do blue. Yes. Yes, 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 yes. This is amazing. This is exactly what this game needed.
Yes.
He says, let's do blue. Score's too high. I freaking told you. I freaking told you guys. And yellow's just waited it out. And I know a lot of people don't like the waiting game, but it's the proper move for him. He was 4v1'd. Hey, perp, he will invest a lot of pop in monk. And now suddenly, the others are going to be receptive to yellow allying with them. Because yellow hasn't been a very strong force in this game for a while. He says, you got opportunity there, winky face. Now, if red turns on blue, blue's trade starts to go down. Blue does have a lot of resources, but that's just something to keep in mind here. Purple has had a really poor time grouping his units. He's fixing that now. He's going to drop a castle here, which is fine. He's bringing his rams back. That'll take a year. But he needs to bring his CA over, and he probably needs halbs as well. Damn, I think I was speaking to no one this entire time, was I? Oh, really? Wait, so we were seeing Blue's chat, but Blue wasn't sending it to his teammates. And Red says, I didn't hear anything, Blue. Oh, that could be why they didn't trust Blue. Well, this is a good time for Blue to maybe change things. He says, I've been monologuing for like 15 minutes then. And Purple says, Blue, I didn't hear you for a while. So hold the phone, people. Suddenly, Gangsta Train and Wanderer will not fear Blue like they did before. I think. I don't know if calling yellow a genius is necessarily accurate. I mean, it's a smart move, but I don't know if it's a genius move to just sit in here. But his chatting this whole game has kept him alive. Blue, this is your time to say something, though. Like, you need to be like, well, sorry, guys. I was saying we need a plan. You can't just say what you said and leave it at that. Oh, he was typing. He says, well, to summarize my ramblings, which you couldn't read, I think we need to coordinate a single attack on yellow at the same time. Cut with onagers, and then I think bombard cannons. Red says, Sayun's good to me. And Red was definitely trying to go through that gate, but the gates are locked, guys. Red says, how, though? Oh, my God. Red, this is so obvious. But maybe if he just keeps Blue talking, Blue won't have a clue. Red, coordinate with Purple. Don't do it on your own. They're just... if we manage to build a couple of docks, we should be fine, theoretically. He bombards anytime I build anything. Meanwhile, his heart's like, ba-bum, 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 ba-bum. Also, why did Blue never make a gate here? You can build bombards from the outside. Oh my God, keep him talking. Keep him talking. Which one has the king? He has to get the right castle if he does this. Purple says I'm out of gold for now, but I'll work on it. Purple's rams finally arrived back to station. There you go, my friend. So Red just sent him gold. Oh my God. Okay, wait, Blue just deleted... He just deleted some pop here. I think blue is really tunnel visioned on the middle. Okay, this is what you do. You sit cav archers here, cav archers here. On either side of the castle, and then you turn on him. I tried monks, but he has heresy already. Okay, red turned. Red turned. He did do this kind of okay. His cav archers aren't positioned perfectly. What direction will the king run? The king ran there, but the traps are too close to the castle. The traps are too close to hit the castle. No, no. Blue realizes red. Take out the castle. Click it. The town center's in the way. Oh, God. Oh, no. It's still possible. It's not possible. It is possible. They're Keltreps. He's running around. He needs to take out the king. It was a horrible, 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 horrible mistake from red. And yellow is probably laughing his ass off right now. Yellow is probably like, hee, 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 hee. I knew it would happen if I waited long enough. And look at him. He's building houses. He's back to business. And Gangsta Train is in trouble. And blue says, red betrayed me, by the way. Now, the best play for purple is to be like, what? What a horrible, lying, thieving, you know. This is where purple just backs blue 100% and acts like he didn't have any clue. I mean, red's got resources, but I think red just accepted his fate at this point. He's like, well, looks like I'm dead. And blue 105s him. Blue says, red, speaking only to you, you can resign again. Oh my God. Top 10 of Diplo trash talk ever. And red says, we will see about that. Oh my God. That was epic. I've never seen anything like that before. Woo. Oh. And yellow's asking red for an alliance. Red might consider it right now. Keep in mind, red's king... Oh, it moved, actually. Hold on. What the... Whoops, that's the wrong thing. That's one of my programs I use for streaming. Oh, it's back here. Yeah, that allows me to use 2 different PCs. Red, ally, blue, no 11. I don't know if purple's telling blue to not kill red here. A purple, blue already going for red. You might want to help him. No, see, this is bad. I think it's bad for purple to do it right now. I mean, this is amazing for yellow, but I think purple going after blue when he wasn't ready is horrible for him. Like, if red was going to snipe like that, and granted, he is going to survive, so we'll see what happens. But I think realistically what should have happened there in an ideal world, I guess, is purple attacks at the same time. But all these trebs will go down. That's expensive. And if purple remembers he has army over here, which has been here for a while, there'll be quite a few cav archers teamed up against blue. Yeah, maybe this sucks for blue. Nah, I take it back. It does suck for blue. He doesn't have any trade. He will work his way through that gold awfully quick. I mean, still credit to blue for the whole 105 thing. That was freaking hilarious, but... Yellow is back in business, guys. Kind of, sort of. Maybe. He's got a chance. Making stables. He has onager. And he's asking red if red needs resources. I think red could say yes to that, but red does not need resources. Yeah, blue is now making skirms, which is a sign that the going is rough when it comes to gold long term. What did we say, guys? That if yellow sat in the middle long enough, that maybe there'd be an opportunity for him in this game if red and purple saw blue as a threat. It's exactly what happened here. Blue cannot fight his former teammates on his own. Despite having, you know, Paladin, Skirm, all these options. I think there's just too much. And you'll be surprised at how little gold he's going to have over the next couple minutes. Skirms are good with Lithuanians. That can be nice. Paladins are strong. That can be nice too. But if the Japanese player goes Halb, if the Celt player goes champion, I think the problems will arise for blue as yellow slowly tries to get back to where he belongs, which is outside of this ring of wood. Purple, help me, says red. Well, purple's currently preoccupied with gray's lumber camp. Unfortunately for him, I think he patrolled. Oh, God. I think he patrolled this way. And he's really overwhelmed at the moment. He's microing this army. And yellow's like, don't worry, purple is already fighting blue. And now blue says, you guys are letting go of your last chance to deal with yellow. So he's basically saying, make a choice here. We could solve this. I think blue should actually say this, though. I think you should say, hey, yellow is going to win because of this. Rip to those cav archers, by the way. Yep, he patrolled them all. Sounds like you're begging for your life, says Red. I mean, he did just get 105. So, it's a good response. And purple says yellow is weak. And blue says, well, how can you kill him then? And purple says he didn't do anything wrong. And blue's... Well, this is amazing, Diplo. I'm trying to peacefully resolve the situation. And yellow won't let it happen. Yellow's like whispering in his ear. He's like, Red, just hit him back with the 105. Don't think about what he has to say. Don't tolerate any of any of the things he puts on the table here. Just be enemies to him forever. Because, of course, if the alliance reforms, yellow's screwed still. So he is expanding now. I have to say, lots of food in the bank, and the winged hussars are working wonders for blue. Because purple hasn't made a lot of halbs. And when he does make halbs, he's fighting with 1 or 2. So I think purple is the worst player compared to blue. He's really struggled with his unit control. And he's down to 100 pop right now. I think purple's in a state where he might actually tell blue that he regrets doing this. How does yellow know about the 105? I think he said... Ooh. Well, I don't know. Wait, where did he say... Fair point, chat. Hold on a second. Fair point. I don't want anyone pointing fingers yet. There's no way I can actually see. It's possible he said typing only to you, but he did not actually send it only to him, right? But it would be interesting because blue was not talking to yellow much at all. I'm trying to find it. It will probably say custom next to it. Yeah. Red speaking only to you, 105. So that doesn't necessarily tell us where it was going to. But... yeah, we'll continue. We'll continue. I can agree with chat's assessment that it does look a little sketch. Now, yellow telling red to research caravan, that's the normal thing. That was a long time ago. That's not sketch to me. But blue's in trouble here. Blue's in trouble. He's completely overwhelmed by this composition. So champion halb is what you need to counter skirmishers and hussars. Nothing that blue is making is really good against champion. And that's going to be the killer unit here in the end. And the trebs are here. Red is pushing. Of course, purple is kind of fallen behind. But purple will be fine because blue will have to pay only attention to this area. Yellow is adding farms. I don't see a town center yet for him, but he does have paladins. No TC yet. Yeah, no castles. He doesn't really done too much. Does this push continue? Ooh, and I got food delivery. What time is it? Huh. Just got chicken pot by at 3:30? Living the dream here. Okay. So let's see if Red can continue to do his thing. I apologize, but the chat is like bugged here. There we go. I think that's better. I think that'll probably disappear. We should see all the new chat. I got distracted by food. And I honestly, the next play for yellow is to snipe red, is it not? Blue's possibly going to go down. Purple's weak. Yellow's been allowed to breathe. I think it would make sense for yellow to try and snipe red. Okay. A yellow apparently sent resources to red. The red says, thanks for the res. Sorry, I'm a bit busy spamming troops. Yeah, so I guess red wasn't able to say thank you earlier, which makes sense. I don't know. Like, I'll see blue take a bad fight, and then immediately he's back on it with numbers again. The guy's got 150 military. Here comes purple, though.
Yes.
All right. Tell me what res I send, and red says, can I trade with you? That's a very good thing for the long term for both of them. They both need to be doing that. Red, I now coming to your aid long distance. Okay. It's not bad. Also, I'm going to have to take... Oh, it's really hot. Man. I wasn't even hungry. By the way, my girlfriend's amazing for bringing me this. I'm not complaining. But I wasn't hungry at all. And now, this amazing dish of food is right here. And now I want to eat it all. Now it's too hot. We've got to cast some games. This action's too hot. And blue might get his revenge. Blue might get his revenge. It will take a while for Hussars to take out a castle, but there's not a lot here from red. He's not producing out of these barracks. I help me on my way. I think he meant to say, I will help you. But his gate is locked. He can't help him. He locked himself in. The door is locked. Purple's trying to have basic communication, but you can't do that in this game. So it says, how's your bleep with yellow? I think he meant to say friendship or alliance. Okay, now red is producing out of these barracks. It is possible that with halves and champions coming over that this will hold. And red is like, not like this. Please don't let this happen to me. But the same thing that happened to red at blue's base is about to happen to blue at red's base. It will be close, but not quite enough for blue to be able to get the snipe. And now here comes yellow with paladins. Now what should happen is that blue should notice these paladins, and blue should immediately talk to purple and say, dude, red is teaming with yellow. And remember, like an hour ago, they had that communication? Let's see. I have to keep an eye on the trade as well. But yeah, I think blue is unaware that this is happening right now. He doesn't know about any of this. Now he'll see it. And if he sees this, his wisest move would be to say something right now to, to purple. And get purple back on his side. And then we could have a 2v2. Alright. Yellow has 4,000 gold. But just like blue's situation before, he doesn't have trade. He's been sitting on gold, but it's not like he accrues interest or anything. So if his paladins eventually die, I mean, that's a lot of paladins. But if they were to die, then he'll be in the same spot as blue pretty soon. But blue doesn't have trade. Blue doesn't have many paladins on his own out right now. Also can't make Halb either. Actually, he can make Halb. What am I talking about? For some reason, I thought he was Poles. Yellow, I'm sorry for what was earlier. Okay. Interesting. Can we still be allies? E-Man, as I said, no hard feelings. Were they not allied this whole time? Oh, I guess I had that wrong. These winged hussars only cost food. But they do get wrecked by Halps, as we've seen many times. And then while skirmishers are pretty good against Halps, any champions in there will take out the skirms. Blue has been chewing through a lot of these resources. And that could be another castle down for blue here. Purple says thank you. Blue is probably playing his hardest right now. So he's doing his best to stay alive, which will mean he's not chatting. But I think for him to survive, he will need to chat. Good sir, your kindness will be remembered. Okay, I'm going to take a bite of this food. I'm sorry. Ow! Okay, that is smoking hot. Ow! My tongue, man. I burnt the tip of my tongue. I think we're okay. Okay. Smiley face. Feel free to trade with me. One castle at a time, gentlemen, says Red. I like Red's mindset. I like it. My tongue is raw. I just love how we see skirmishers taking out Trebs right now. I wish the king was still in here for red, because it'd be like It'd be very much like a king to want to have some type of scripted hunting mission. You know? Hunting's too hard, so he wants to poach a rhino inside of his base. Obviously makes sense for the king to not be there. And now Yellow's gonna talk to Blue? He says, hey, Blue, I know we had our differences. Oh, boy. Blue is gonna be receptive to this. Because he needs help right now. And Blue says, I'm willing to set them aside. Yo, this is incredible. An hour ago, everyone wanted to kill Yellow. Now, 2 people want to kill Blue, and Blue and Yellow are going to be best buds. I aggroed you in defense of allies that betrayed me anyway, says Blue. Yeah, exactly. So he's like, why would I not team with you now? He fought alongside people who betrayed him. It is time for him to reassess the situation. And Red's asking on Purple's status. And I think we could probably all agree that the person in the worst spot right now is probably Purple. Because while Purple has an ally, he can't trade with that ally. Yellow and Red are going to trade. Blue is at least going to have assistance from Yellow. Yes, I think Purple's position is the worst out of everyone's. But I could be wrong on that. It actually says he's adding trade. But it looks like he sent trade carts over here and they can't do anything. What did Yellow say? What you say, I take care of Red, then we take on Purple, then a fair 1v1. Agreed, let's make it a grand cav battle, and whoever loses deletes his king. And now we have bleep bleep Yellow. So Red is trying to say something, it's probably not an actual bleep. Oh! Oh, Red just did it! Red just did it! Or, no, Yellow did it! Red is dead! And that's why Red was screaming. So just seconds after Yellow makes an offer and says, hey, I'll take care of Red, you take care of Purple. He does take care of Red. And Yellow says, delivered as promised, Blue, with the winky face. And now Red is out of the game. Also, the markets are gone for Red, so he can no longer trade with Red unless he goes to this market. Wow, that was pretty sick. That timing on that was incredible. He says, how about we take care of Purple now, and then a fair 1v1. And Blue's like, yep, I'm fighting him right now. Woo! Guys, the thing is, Red's position was extremely vulnerable. He only had 1 castle. Or sorry, he had 2 castles. But he wasn't here because Blue was engaging with him there. He'd been in that corner for a very long time. And Red says, Purple, I know you can't see this, but it's cool. I'm very torn on how I want this game to end right now. I'm normally not this torn. Normally I have a way I want it to go. I see Purple as the odd man out. I see Purple has no chance of winning this game. He's at best second, but most likely going to be third. And then it comes down to Yellow and Blue. And now Blue, to be honest, he was like carrying his team. Everyone traded through his lands. And then his teammates backstabbed him at a time where he was hoping to work together with them. So from a moral standpoint, Blue is probably the player that I should want to win this game. Right? That said, Yellow was like 4v1'd at one point. And if we use a previous example, Varyan was 4v1'd and he quickly died. Sorry, Varyan. Yellow somehow found a way. Now, there also was that weird thing with the 105. I'm going to reserve judgment, and I'm just going to straight up ask Explosive Hopper about that. I think there's an easy way to determine how that works, is we'll ask and see what he says. But, you know, I'll ask Blue, who'd you say it to? I'll ask Hopper, and we'll take it from there. But Yellow has definitely brought himself into an interesting position here. And we have 3 people remaining. I just don't think Purple can do it on his own. If he can get a lot of helps with some siege and he can push the buildings, then yeah, maybe. But he's not pushing the buildings. Yeah, you're right. I think the smartest thing for Yellow to do would be to kill Blue. And then just finish off Purple on his own. He doesn't know, of course, how like good or bad purple's resources are, but yeah, I actually don't think yellow should live up to his word here. I think he should just mass paladins, and he should just kill blue, because blue doesn't have many castles anymore, and blue doesn't have a counter to paladin. Also, I'm really hungry. I'm really, really hungry. I'm gonna try again. Okay, it's manageable now. Skirm is a great unit against Cav Archer and a great unit against the Halbs. So, blue having only Skirmisher would do more than fine here. But it would not do fine against Paladin. So this is why yellow is just somehow in this spot where everything's perfect for him. Has good economy. I'm trying to see if he's trading. Oh, it looks like they're trading. Looks like blue is trading with yellow right now. He's even adding some trade, I noticed, too. Not bad. Just ask purple if he saw the 105. Easy. Yeah. Well, that might not necessarily do it, but... we'll see. All I know is that his food is really good. Well, I normally would not want to do this. This is going to be a really long day. And I know you guys like to eat food and sleep to my content, so... Blue is distracted, says purple. So purple thinks that yellow is just going to go in and fight at the same time. Nope! Yellow's using you, bro. Yellow has just played you like a fiddle here. He played you like a fiddle. He finished off red when he wanted to. That was within seconds of saying he was about to do it. And yellow says, okay, we'll attack soon. So maybe yellow will actually decide to attack right now. All right. Oh my goodness. This is so good. Happy New Year to me. By the way, how far away is it from New Year for you guys? I know I had some people at the start of the stream from Australia and New Zealand where they're already in the New Year, but at least for me right now, it's 3:45 p.m., so we've got a bit. Yellow's saying he'll attack soon, and he's asking purple if purple wants gold. Okay, let me get some carts, then I surprise him. Interesting, purple's resources are actually looking pretty good right now. I think purple's issue is he doesn't have bloodlines on his Cav Archers. And he's never taking out buildings. He's trading waves of armies, but he's never taking out buildings, so blue can just make more. Just a couple hours away for you. Some people are well into the new year. Cool, okay. Well, to everyone that's already in 2022, has anything changed that I should know about? Please give me a heads up. Thank you. Let's cut him from wood, says purple. Not a fair point, or not a bad idea, but there's still decent amounts of wood in the bank for blue. But I guess if they take out this eco, then yeah. Yellow says, I am just talking to him. He is thinking I am working with him against you. And he's saying that to blue. But honestly, yellow's making a mistake here. If blue realizes that he's putting through all this effort to take out purple, and yellow's just sitting back and waiting for the final result, I would get a little annoyed by that. But yellow's asking for gold when he has 6k... He says, do you have any gold? I can't really do anything. 5k gold in the bank, mining gold, and he has 10 markets queued with trade cards. Yellow... Look! No one's attacking yellow! Yellow's paladins are in the middle of this group! Yellow's just sitting back. His legs propped up on the desk. His arms are behind his head. He's just relaxed, man. No one cares. And that purple sees this, and purple's gonna be like, do something. I can't believe this. He can't keep getting away with this. And purple says, yellow, you are passing his army. See, he's confused. I think it's too late, but purple needs to say to blue, I'm sorry, and let's kill yellow now. I think that's what should happen. If this was all scripted, that's what should happen. And yellow says, okay, I'm going for his base blue. And then he immediately turns around and says to purple, just passing. Okay, purple will see this. Purple laughs at the just passing thing. But I think purple will notice this. And it looks like he's even grouping up some military here. But you know what I want to check is, where's the king for yellow? Is it still in the water? It must be, right? Yes, it is. Purple says, if you decide to snipe me, that's okay. Interesting. Also, I like how red still has halbs there. He says, you can do it, and then you can kill blue. Yellow says, that's a deal then. Have to say, yellow's pretty savage. He's convincing when he needs to be. But when he needs to be brutal, he'll be brutal. And purple's like, I don't have much, so just kill me. The thing is, like, if that's your mindset, purple, send your king. Oh, can you imagine if he cut through and then detonated and somehow killed yellow? Ah. But yeah, if that's your mindset in purple's position, just send your king into blue's base. That's what you should do. And purple's just going to give it up here. And we are going to have that 1v1 between yellow and blue. And purple gives him the well played. But I'm not sure. I mean, maybe he'll give it up. But I'm not sure that king would actually go down if he hopped back into the other castle. It looks like he's trying to. Oh, it's going to survive getting into the castle. Dead. Never mind. Oh! Oh, he survived. He survived. He could survive against both these armies still, depending on how this plays out. Well, it will eject, and it's like one hit away from going down. Where would it go? I don't see it. It died. Okay. King goes down. We will have the 1v1. A 1v1 yellow should dominate. So I think blue is honestly just happy to see the people that backstabbed him killed off. And he probably has to just respect the fact that yellow has been able to do this much. And they said they were going to do Cav only. And whoever loses the fight deletes their king. That's what they had said. I don't know if we'll see that. I mean, Lithuanian Cav is better than Frank Cav if we're talking Latus versus Paladin. And yellow's making halbs right now. And yellow says FFA 11, which I think means the deal's off. We're going for a normal fight right now. I believe that's what he means by that. John Chess says, am I the only one rooting for blue here? I'm actually very curious on who people are rooting for. I mean, I think people's opinions got a bit soured with the whole 105 situation. I think some people are concerned that maybe there's a chance that we have to investigate, but maybe there's a chance that yellow was listening in some way or somehow got information. It's impossible for us to know for sure until I speak to people. What also makes it tricky is I don't think Purple is in our chat known as Wanderer, so we could ask Purple. But we will enjoy the show and investigate later. Purple acknowledging that,
Yes.
that yellow played extremely well this game. And you've got... I mean, both players have played incredibly well. Blue has his own story where he kind of formed a team and everyone ended up wanting to kill him. And he eventually got his revenge, right? And then yellow, his teammate dropped from the game. And then he tried to get people on his side. He tried so many different things and that just did not work out. Big problem for blue is the same problem he's had for a while. That is gold income. That is not the problem for yellow. I think that a few good fights will happen here for blue because he's got an incredible unit in the Latus. Latus is going to win a 1v1 battle against the Paladin. Ever so slightly. Actually, I think it does. Ever so slightly. Big onager shots. But will blue be able to make more Latus? Most likely not. Oh man, onagers. Getting many big hits there. Oh my goodness. The unit control from yellow, top notch there. They might even end up winning that fight. You do have a TC in this corner for blue. That's a little random. It'd actually be really important. If he could get 4 more stone and just drop a castle there, that's all of yellow's trade. That would be huge. I'm Wanderer. Respect yellow for his stubbornness. Okay. Wanderer, did you see blue saying 105 to red? At one point? I'm going to eat my food. Because it's amazing. It's also very possible you were distracted. That's where it gets tricky, right? I mean, yellow's unit queue is insane. He's got everything exactly how he needs it. He's got plenty of food, plenty of wood. He also doesn't have excessive amounts on food. You don't need to have 60 farmers when you have 30k food. So he's got the gold income he needs. And, whoa, since when did he make a castle where red used to have a castle? That's funny. Blue is in the trade, though. I think that will eventually be dealt with. Yeah, this just like this got dealt with in this corner from yellow. Yeah, I saw it and got confused. Okay, there you go. That answers your question, chat. Wanderer said he saw the 105. And he got confused. Because he didn't understand why it was happening. So what probably happened was the 105 came in. And the 105 went out to everyone at that time. The council has decided Sir Explosive Hopper is innocent. But still, that doesn't necessarily mean you need to root for him. He played incredibly well this game, sowing seeds of doubt into so many of the players that was on Blue's team. Blue continuing to try and fight. He's got a big old group. But he has the same problem that Purple had. He is not in a good spot economically, so these pushes need to result in taking back space and buildings. And Wanderer says, now I saw it. Yes. Woo! All right. Crazy Diplo play from yellow. I think all he needs, I mentioned this before, is he actually needed to lose some eco. I think he lost like 20 or 30 trade carts in that raid. And that's actually helping him because now he's going to have more pop space. What's confusing for me when I play, and I want to make sure this is actually correct. So if you look, yeah, check this out. You see how it says 50 vills? So 50 vills would make me think that the eco number was included, meaning trade carts was in there. It's not. So he's got 50 villagers plus 35 trade. And before he had like 60 some trade. But now he's got more military to fight with.
Yes.
Blue says we both know who wins this one. I'm going to make you work for it, though. Respect to Blue. To be honest, he's just a wave or two away from being completely out of res. But respect to Blue for doing that. You don't just want to resign here. You want to fight on. Of course, it's impossible to snipe yellow. Wait, what? Wait, what? He put his king in Orange's castle? I mean, it's sneaky, but I would have just kept that out. Oh, he must have deleted his navy, too. Oh, he must have deleted his navy. And now he has put more pop space on land. Smart. But yeah, anyways, it's in Orange's castle. I actually wanted to look back. Blue is allied to Orange, guys. He could delete that castle. If he knew it was there, he could delete the castle and the king would eject. But of course, he'd have to have military there, too. Let me see if Orange had a gather point set for that. Doesn't seem like it. Can you imagine if the gather point was set right here or something ridiculous? Champions now for yellow. Good unit to be mixing in here. I still think full Paladin's fine, but like Paladin Halv is probably good. It's just that for now, he needs to make sure that he's trading against gold units. He's even going to go heavy Scorpion here. This guy's going for everything. But his king's protected. And here comes a group of Paladins around the long way to head into Blue's base. That could take a really good fight at Blue's eco and Honestly, this is where you hit. If you're yellow, you need to hit this part of the eco, and blue is definitely dead. Because then he won't have wood, and he won't have those farms. And without wood, you can't make skirms or halbs. I still don't trust him because he used the same words of the trade that you did. I mean, there's quite a few of you out there who know exactly my preferences and the things that I say and the things I like and don't like. I really don't think that is a concern. I really don't think it's a concern. All right. So blue was trying to cut through to the middle because I still think that he believes the king is out there. Because the last time he researched treason, he thought the king was out there. So he was thinking about trying to get to water. That, of course, was seen by yellow because he has the outpost there. And he does put a stop to this area of the economy. And this, I know I've been saying it for a while, but this is that final wave from blue that will die. And then he's not going to have anything after. This is the fight. He has 100-some military, but he's going to have less than 1,000 wood. He barely has gold income. This is going to be a good fight for yellow. Even if he loses the fight, it's still going to be a good fight for yellow because he clears out a majority of the units. He is a little bold there with the trebs. A heavy scorpion, a good choice here. It's mopping up the scorpions. It'll mop up the halbs as well. And the paladins are doing their own job there. And yep, blue will queue up his last bit of resources. He's got nothing left. This would probably be the time to call it. When it's a 1v1 with exploding kings, sending your king out to try and explode the other king is just not a possibility. Because the second your king's dead, the game ends. So, as far as I can see it, blue's just going to have to chew through his resources and then tip his hat to yellow and call the G. Oh my god! Oh my god! Guys! So he doesn't have the resources? This is incredible. Look at this. He doesn't have the resources to research treason. Oh, wait. He does now, actually. Is he going to try? I think it's 400 gold. He thinks he's dead, and his heart is beating a mile a minute, and he's like, what if I get him? That'd be the most epic snipe ever. I can't wait to see T90 put Legend of Pan Hyper Proto Panze Basto Jarzup in his YouTube title. He's like, we can do this. We can do this. Meanwhile, he's going to die here. His king's actually in there. He has to be very careful. And here he goes. The final attempt to kill yellow, who must be in the middle because that's where yellow's been. That's why yellow wasn't killed. And there's nothing here. And he researches treason. The signal tells him it's all over here. And yellow heard the treason noise and immediately moves his king, as you should. Blue's king, by the way, is inside the town center. Blue is looking. And there's nothing out here. That is hilarious. Where'd that king go? Looks like yellow researched treason to find out where the king is for blue. He knows it's in the town center. He immediately converges. And I agree with Deadly Cookie. Yellow had Diplo, but yellow also had some great skills here. And blue tells him, blue says, I thought you were still keeping your king in the lake. And blue's going to continue to try. But at this point, blue, if you know his king is over here, you can't kill him. Yellow is now moved forward to this position. You're at 26 pop. And he says, you win this one then. And that seems to me like that is him admitting this is over. 2 hours and 52 minutes of Diplo. We had so many crazy stories in this one. And like, we had so many clippable moments. It was a lovely game. This king is going to run to his death here. He wants to give the kill to yellow as a sign of respect. And, well, the king's making it so far. And the game ends. Woo! Wow. I think what we're going to do, as we see all the chat come in here, I think what we're going to do is we're going to attach a little bit of editing to this. So I suppose in the event the editing is seen, on YouTube. Let me know if we're going to add some tidbits of information in the middle, because there was a little bit of perhaps unnecessary controversy after a few things were mentioned. But I will tell you this. Yellow was dead at one point in this game. He should have been dead. He had 4 people up against him. 4 people up against him, and he somehow turned it into a victory. He told purple and red countless times, I will send you resources. I will be your friend. Blue will backstab you. And he just kept getting turned away every single time. But he still had faith. He still kept saying, hey, Blue's the best player. Blue's going to kill you. And after about 90 minutes, the others finally broke down. Wanderer and Gangsta Train finally felt like maybe they should attack Blue. And they did. And it resulted in victory for Yellow. For a player who had basically no real teammates in this game, that was incredible. That was a sick game. And this win would not have been possible on Oasis. No, the only time we've done Oasis with these settings, and the Oasis actually mattered. And Blue even says it. You out-masterminded everyone in this game. That was a beautiful display of Diplo. Props to Blue, by the way. Again, I think Blue had the most honor in this game. Blue had a team. He was ready to stick with that team to the death. Gray turned on him at one point. You had red turning on him and purple turning on him. So it is unfortunate for him to see all of his friends turn against him. Maybe that's even a compliment. He played super well. And see, economically, that despite having everything on a lake for a while, Sir Explosive Hopper did still have the most gold collected because of all the trade. That's something I think all the players could have done a better job on. And holy crap. And there's the relic gold too. Blue did have some relics. I don't really know what else to say. Like, Yellow was completely surrounded at this point, sitting in transport ships. He was a very weak force, and he eventually strung back to get the victory. Legendary stuff. Like, this is going to go to the review board. I don't know if you guys are aware, but I have 269 people on the community game review board. Becoming a legend in community games is very complicated. There's very picky people on that review board. But it'll go to the review board and we'll see. But very close to legend stuff from Sir Explosive Hopper there.